I was a wreck.
Made a mistake, I keep it straight with you. I was incapable of keeping away from you.
Hi, so welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a story time about the time I got caught stealing from a store in the mall. Okay, keep in mind I was like 12 or 13, something around those lines, and I went to the mall with my friend. Let's give her a fake name. Let's say her name was Lauren. Okay, so I went to the mall with my friend Lauren and her little sister Sarah. And so we were at the mall, we were just hanging out, and we went to the store, and she had seen like this necklace choker type thing that she really wanted, and we obviously didn't have money for it because we were like 12 or 13 at the time. And so she looked at me and she was like, I really want it, like, do you have any money, like, can you get it for me? And I said no. So at that point in time we just kind of started looking around the store, and I realized that we were getting like stared at a lot by the manager or employee. I think she was the manager there. And she asked us if we like needed anything or if we needed help finding anything, and obviously we said no because we were in a store that wasn't made for like kids our age, that were made for like older teenagers and like adults. So after she had asked us if we needed anything, she just kind of went back to the desk, and then she started just sitting there and filling out like paperwork and stuff and just like staring at us and watching us while we're shopping. And so I looked at my friend, and we both just kind of got really uncomfortable. So we went to go get her sister, and we all three of us like left. So at that time we went over to the food court and we started getting food, and then we got bored, so we wanted to go watch a movie or whatever. So we went outside and we sat on the wall, and she still kept talking about that necklace. And so I went to go get the necklace and the choker, but as you can imagine, I didn't have any money. So, being the friend that I was, because I don't like seeing my friends upset, I decided to try and steal it. And her little sister was there. What did we name her? Sarah? Sarah was there. And it was Sarah and me. And we went back to the store, and we were looking around, and we asked each other like which one it was, and like if she remembered, and she didn't remember, but I looked at it and I was like, I think this is the one, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and grab this one and like just bring it out with us, and hopefully we didn't get caught, and just like subtly throw it in my bag and leave. That didn't happen. So at that time I grabbed it off the rack, and we just kind of started looking around, and the same manager that was there who asked us if we needed help the first time that we went in the store just was staring at us, and she saw me pick it up, but I don't think she like saw where I put it. And so as we were walking around, she asked us again if we needed anything, and we both said no, like we were just looking. And she asked us where our other friend went, and we told her that she was in the food court getting food. And so as Sarah and I were walking around, we started to go towards the door, and as soon as we got, I'd say like 2 feet closer to the door, the manager stopped us, and she was like, so where's that necklace that you guys had? And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I could have said, but I was 12. I was like 12 or 13. So I said, oh, I just kicked it under a rack because I forgot where it went. And she was like, okay, come here. And so me and Sarah went with her, and we were like following her back. And she asked me like, what rack was it under? And I was like, oh, it's under this one. And I just like kind of kicked it so it could be a little far. Know that it was a rack like in the middle of the store. So if I kicked it, it would have shown up on the other side of it, like of the huge rack on the floor in the middle of the aisle. So like she could see it if it was on the other side. And so she got an employee, and the employee turned on his flashlight and started shining it under the rack. And he was like, I don't see it, like it's not under there. And I was like, okay, well that's where I kicked it, so that's where it must be unless someone picked it up. And he goes, well, it's not under here. And I was like, okay, like I just said, someone could have picked it up. And so the manager asked to see my bag. And at this point, I started freaking out. I was a mess. So I told her that I don't feel comfortable with her checking my stuff. And she was like, okay, well, it's protocol. Like, if we see someone trying to steal something, we need to look through your things. And I was like, okay, fine. So I gave her the bag. And remember what I said? I slipped it in my bag before she caught us about to walk out of the door. And so at this point, I already knew I was going to get in trouble. And I was a wreck. I was a disaster. I didn't want, like, to get in trouble. And I was so scared of, like, having my parents know that I tried to steal something. I froze, pretty much. So I gave her my stuff, and she looked in my bag, and she pulled it out, and she was like, why are you stealing this from my store? Like, why are you stealing products from me? And as soon as she said that, and like as soon as she pulled it out, there was like no denying it. Like, it was in my bag. Like, I immediately became like so apologetic and so sorry. And my friend Sarah, because she was with me the whole time, that's Lauren's little sister, she ran and went to go get Lauren. And the manager, so she left me, so I was alone with the manager by myself. So Sarah went to go get Lauren, and later in the story they like come back to the store, but they went to go get each other. And then the manager of the store called the cops. Mind you, I was 12 or 13, so I started bawling my eyes out. Like, I was freaking out because she was like, you need to give me your parents' phone number. We need to like let them know what's going on. We need to tell them that you're getting
arrested for stealing.
And so I started freaking out. I gave her my mom's number. My mom answered the phone, and she said, hi, is this Jessica's mom? And my mom obviously said yes. And so the manager was like, she's currently getting because she tried to steal from my store, and you guys need to come pick her up, or she's getting arrested and being brought down to the police station. So I waited about 30 minutes or so. My mom came, but the cop was already there. So I was already in handcuffs. And as soon as my mom and my stepdad were there, the cop had asked them like what they want to do with me. And my stepdad said, like, take her. Like, I deserve to go to jail. And so he looked at my mom, and my mom was like, whatever. And so I was in handcuffs, and the cop read me my Miranda rights. And if you don't know what that is, basically your Miranda rights are something that every single cop has to read to you, no matter like what. It's basically telling you your rights of what you have, like anything you say can and will be held against you in like the court of law and stuff like that. So I was read those, and as soon as like I was getting read those, Sarah and Lauren walked in, and I was bawling. Like, I was hysterically bawling my eyes out. And I looked at them, and I started yelling at my friend. I was like, it's your fault I'm doing this. It's your fault I'm arrested. It's blah, 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 blah. When in reality, like, I had a mouth. I could have said, no, like, I'm not going to do that for you. So it wasn't her fault at all. It was my fault. And so after that, my mom finally said, all right, that's enough. Take her out of the handcuffs. We're going to bring her home. So I was out of the handcuffs. So I technically got detained for like 45 minutes or so. So at that time, by the time my mom and my stepdad have gotten there, it was about 45 minutes until she said take me out of the handcuffs and that I got detained. So after that, I started walking with my parents, and I was walking with my friend and my friend's little sister, and I was walking in front of them, and my parents were walking behind me, and my friends were trying to like calm me down and say that everything's fine, like I'm not going to jail, like it's okay. And my stepdad in the back, and we were walking by a big group of guys and like a big group of girls and like a whole bunch of people throughout the mall, and my stepdad was like yelling at me saying, you're such a thief, like you're a stealer, like you deserve to go to jail and all this other stuff. And it's just like, I'm only 12, like I didn't know any better. And as soon as we left the mall, like we got in the car, we went home, and my mom had called my dad, like my actual dad, and he came and he started yelling at me saying that was stupid and saying how like I'm stupid and all this other stuff. And I went in my room and I just started crying even harder because it was like, it was a mistake. I'm only like 12. I didn't know any better. Like, I didn't know like what to do in that situation. So I just literally just went in my room and started crying. And so after that, the day went on. I didn't really come out of my room that night. Yeah, so that was the story about how I got detained when I was 12. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. And if you aren't subscribed yet, what are you doing? I post weekly videos. I'm gonna post this one today. It's the 19th of August, so I'm filming, and I'm going to be posting today because I didn't film a video before today. So we love procrastinating, right? Anyway, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, go ahead and click subscribe down below, and go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. And if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and share this video and share my channel with all your friends and family. Until next week, I guess that's it. Bye. Out my head, yeah, I've been in my feelings, alright.